Hey, what's good? What's good? What's good? Y'all know what it is. Y'all know that time it is. It's me, your boy Trey. And we're on here pulling up, tapping in. E2G Sports Network presents First Formation Morning Sports Talk. So come on and fall in with your favorite bets on the net this morning as we get to talking about some of the topics that went on. As Bishop would say, it's hump day. So something off topic things. We're not talking too many scores, although we do have a couple of NBA as well as MLB scores. As y'all know, the MLB is in full effect with the National American League DLS Division Series. Of course, preseason in the NBA is coming, is fast and fiercely coming to a whole. So it's a lot going on in the sports world. First and foremost, of course, how was y'all's day yesterday? Get without the greetings and salutations to everybody. Uh, Welcome to all those that are tuning in as you start to come in, whether you're commenting or just watching. It was always love. Appreciate y'all falling in with us and tapping in, being in formation. So, like I said, first and foremost, Major League Baseball. Of course, there was 4 games. Of course, as the series is start. Of course, we have the Padres series that's going on. I'll start with the best. San Diego Padres facing off against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Los Angeles Dodgers victorious 5-3 as they take a 1-0 lead in their best of 7 series. The Philadelphia Phillies faced off against the reigning World Series champions, Atlanta Braves. The Braves fall to the Phillies 7-6. The Houston Astros face off against the Seattle Mariners. The Mariners take the loss, losing 7-8. And lastly, those damn Yankees, New York Yankees, face off
Stand up,
against
Yanks.
Cleveland Guardians. This dude would come in as
Stand up,
a
stand up, Yanks. Let's go.
the
Brooklyn in the house.
The Yankees win 4-1. Yeah, okay. Uh, of course, they'll say a couple. The National League will face off today as the Padres and Dodgers take their start their second game. Um, Today, 7:37 Eastern Central Standard Time, as well as the Atlanta Braves later on this afternoon at 3:35 p.m. Central Standard Time. Will do the player second game against the Phillies. As Phillies look up to go 2-0, the Dodgers look up to go 2-0 in their series. What's good this morning, brother? How you doing?
I just burnt my tongue.
See, that's whatever blasphemous thoughts you had.
I know if you go back and see this on video, you gonna see a blooper because I just burnt the hell out of my tongue. I don't know what I was thinking. I just made my coffee.
I'm about to say, let's go Brooklyn again.
No, I just made my coffee, and I don't know why. It's hot, and I tried to drink it like it would, so it just burnt the hell out of my tongue.
What is the deal with coffee? Like I'm not a coffee drinker. Like why do y'all drink coffee? What is it like?
Well, for me, it's a pick me up.
Okay,
It's a pick me up. Yeah, for me,
yeah.
I can't speak for everybody, but for me, it's definitely a pick me up. Gets my day started. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Are you one of those types that man I gotta pull up and get me a what?
No,
like that?
I'm not that dude. No, I don't have to have it. I don't. Yeah, I don't have to have it. It's more of a. It's not a necessity. It's
As I sit here and look at you, I know y'all have a cappuccino machine and you're sitting on your counter right now.
It's not a cappuccino, but we have a Keurig. Yeah, we do have a Keurig. We have a Keurig. Yes.
I was about to say and a Keurig.
Yeah, we definitely have a Keurig. But what's good, man? WGO, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing on this hump day? How y'all living, man? What's good? How was it, Trey, last night? Didn't y'all have some games yesterday or something?
Yeah, it was a total of 10 games.
Ooh, shoot.
Yeah, I put 6. I try to do 3
Starting
games.
at what time?
started 1800. So two fields.
2 fields. Okay.
Yeah, 2 fields.
5
So, yeah.
games.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, 5 games. Yeah. So it just so happened with 5 games. I'm trying to keep it to where the same team doesn't play the same team over and over again. We got a total of 12, 13 teams in the league. So I try to keep them separated.
Right.
Keep it separated, but keep it to where no one plays the same team tomorrow. The same game. In which someone told me that they've already played the team once, so now I have to go back and remove one of those teams and put another game in for somebody else. Because I'm trying to keep that same stigma. Of course, we got 2 more. We got this week. Well, we got tomorrow, and then we got next Tuesday and Thursday, and then we come Monday we start the playoffs. So to determine who is going to be this year's quote champion. So so it's and we don't actually. What's interesting is last year's champions they can even come back and play. Now I see some remnants of those teams out there, but there's no What's good, Jonathan? Appreciate
What
you.
up, Jay? What up, Jay?
They didn't show up. So it's interesting because now that I think about it, since I've been doing this the last 4 years, we have yet to see. I have
repeat
yet,
champions.
a repeat champion for one, or basically, I guess you could say repeat champions. I have yet to see repeat champions since I've been here. Like last year, Option Task Force.
How long you been there now?
4 years.
Huh? 4 years?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
What's good, Kim? What's going on?
What up, Kim? How you doing? Good morning.
Oh wow.
I'm able to watch this week. We tested positive because we're in quarantine. Oh man. Well, hope you feel better, Jonathan, man. That COVID ain't no punk, man. That I had it. My wife just had it not too long ago. Matter of fact, she had it for her birthday. Yeah, man. Make sure you take care of yourself, man. Sorry to hear that you got it. I pray for you a speedy recovery, though, bro. For sure.
Definitely. So it's different. So right now, a team that was playing last year, he's only currently got one undefeated team, which is the aviation team. Which
the aviation team. How many games they
in? 10 games.
10 or 2?
The top 10. The most games played so far is 10 games. But he's like here or there, missions dictate.
Wait a minute. You said they've already played 10 games?
Yeah.
Good. When did y'all start? Y'all started before football season?
September 13th.
Good Lord.
It's only a 6-week season with a with a 7th week being the tournament, in which the tournament I'm going to do a single elimination 12-team tournament. So that's going to go fast with 2 games, and then we're going to go to one field. So
y'all got a special field for the championship game. Do you give?
Nah.
Oh man, that was something. Come on, Trey, man. Come on, sports director, man. That was one of our biggest things. We was like, when we played, we was like, man, we need to be on a big stage, big games, turf field.
So this is what we do, right? So this is which is a good thing you said that. But so I have to create something within something for the most part. So currently we're running 2 fields. The 2 fields is basically they're shorted about 5 yards. It's about 80. It's about 80 by 30, 35 yard field. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue with the 2 until I don't need 2 fields anymore. And I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to make one big 80 by 40 for them to play the last couple of games on. And then on Thursday night, I'm going to have a 3rd place game, and then Friday night is going to be the championship game. So that's what I had. That's basically what I had to do. Now it would have been different had we been playing at the sports complex, to where that's where we was playing games before they created this turf field. But we play on the turf field now, so it's like all the games get played on the turf field. And then
so they're already playing on turf field.
Yeah, we play on. We have a turf. We have a soccer, a soft turf field.
Oh, well then you good then. Oh, I thought y'all was playing on natural grass or something like that. Oh no, y'all got a turf field, then that's cool. Oh yeah, that's definitely cool.
And then I think there's plans to build a actual, like how we had at Fort Hood, the big stadium.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's plans to build one. For football with a track field around it, all that type of stuff.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
that's gonna be what's up.
I don't plan to be here to see that, but
he said I don't plan to be here to see that. But when is that? When is that supposed to be taking place? Like in the next 2 years?
They still trying to not. My probably not even 2 years. I wasn't at the conversations. I kept on getting phone calls to saying, "Hey, couldn't pull up," but I never did. So I'm not sure. I think it was all in talks, but I think there's plans for it. That's why I could at least say it's plans for it. Maybe 24, 25, 26. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I had 4 games I had to call yesterday myself on post for intramural uh, adult games for on a horrible field. The field was horrible. Last year, I called games at this same field, and they had grass. This year is nothing but, and this is on Lackland. This is the bad part. This is on Lackland. This is on the Air Force Base. It was nothing but dirt. I promise you, Trey. After the game, you'd have thought I was playing full contact. That's how much dirt it was. It was ridiculous, bro. It was so bad. When I got home after the game, I jumped in the pool just to get all that dirt off me, man. I'm not lying. I was like, bro, this is crazy. Me and the other fish, we was just like, it made no sense, brother, to pick up the little disc to be, you know how we have the disc.
We don't do. They don't have this here.
What do they use?
Interpretation.
What?
I don't know.
How do they spot the ball? How do they know if the quarterback goes past the line of scrimmage when he throw the ball or anything?
Bruh. So they don't, because Alibi is official, so
right.
He calls games out here. So I think what they do is we have the 3 judges. I think the line judge is the line of scrimmage.
Oh right, okay, on the sideline.
No, not the line judge. The
down marker. The down marker. Well, yeah, same thing. Line judge, same thing. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. The line judge and the down marker are the line of scrimmage. And then I guess and of course he tells them, so he watches the line for the most part, and so I think that's what they do. So, but there's so they got 3-man mechanics there. Then they got 3 officials.
We do,
yeah. We only got 2, so we don't have a line judge. We have to, so that's why we have to use the disc. Yeah, okay. We have to use the disc, and the disc was what they've done is they've played so much. What they've done is on that field, like I said, last year it was fully grass, but this year they've allowed them to play soccer because there's 2 soccer goals on each end.
Getting a lot of
so of course when they play soccer, they didn't water that grass completely out. So it's nothing but a dirt field. The entire field it's horrible. I've never seen, like, for that to be on Air Force Base. It is horrible. And then not only that,
Coach Fess, that's you.
Yeah. Not only that, like I said, 4 games yesterday, so it was 5:30 start. 5:35 started the first game, and the last game was at 8:35. Not only that, the end zone lights are out, so it's dark in the end zone. Like, this is like.
Now we have one. We do have one light that's out. It's like, and then come to find out, and so we have the lights. They have microchips inside the lights and stuff and determined. So just about last month it was like a real bad lightning storm in this area for about 2 days. It was like lightning 2 separate times, but lightning. And so what is presumed is that one of the lights got hit by lightning.
Hey, LaDonna, what's going on, Mama? How you doing?
All the lights are basically out at this point. So, you know what I'm saying, on the so it's like 10 lights on the pole, and all of them are out. And those lights cost a grip. It's like
that's what the how much? Wait, 20?
770.
Oh, 7,000. Oh, old boy told me that the same thing. He told me, the other official told me last night. He said because of budget, that's why they replaced the lights in the end zone. Good morning, Kenneth. How you doing? Good morning. What's up? What up, sis? What up? Yeah, they because of the lights.
Nah. Keep that same energy. You said hello, Bishop. Don't try to.
Don't be like that, Trey. Don't be like that, man. She meant to say everybody, man. Don't be like that.
No, it's cool.
She messing with me because about my Sooners. That's all right. But we know Missouri lost this past weekend too, just so you know. But anywho, but yeah, that's what the other official told me too. He said because of budget, they didn't have enough money to buy the lights to replace the lights that were out.
It's like the ones that we got. Them joints is expensive. It was funny.
Yeah, he said they're expensive. Yeah.
The less than at least the less, I know for a fact less than 18 months. And like I said, it's like they can't make these where it's weather resistant. He's like, they
right. Especially as high as they are. Yeah, especially as high as they are. Yeah. Okay. That's good. Well, did you have some good games last night out of the team?
I think I don't have. So it was a couple of blowouts, of course. And I know for a fact, I think the last game was against the number 2 and number 4 ranked team currently they have in Los Angeles, and they were, I think, the number 4 ranked team won. I think they upset it. So because the number one, like I said, the number 1 team. If I could go through the top 5 before last night, the number 1 team is the number 1 team was well, they still are because they're the only undefeated team, is Aviation, the Aviation team, where they're assigned to Aviation. I say that they're not all Aviation; they're assigned to
people. Right.
So, Aviation. Number 2 was the MPs, but they lost.
MPs played last night here too.
Lost last night.
They won.
Number 3.
Are they trash talkers? They're the MPs. Are they trash talkers?
Not this team.
Oh, okay.
Now, I had some trash talking MP teams, but they're not trash.
The ones here are straight trash talkers.
The ones here that are trash talker is the infantry unit. The infantry unit is a trash talker. They
really?
Or they loud and boisterous.
Oh, okay.
The team called the Elites.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they
okay.
They're the trash talkers. But number 3, Medak is number 3.
And
number 4 is a field artillery, is one of 2 field artillery teams. And then number 5, I think, is Geronimo or 1-5 our I4 here 1-5 509. I'm sorry, 509. They are
509. Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the top 5, as if I can remember prior to. But when I get into the office, I'll go through and reset it, and then I know who exactly. But without a doubt, Aviation is still number 1. Because
I will say, like I said last night, like I said, the MPs trash talkers here for sure.
Are they?
But oh man, straight trash talkers. But last night we had some good games. I don't think there was a blowout the entire night. But when I say this, they have some cats who can launch that ball. This one cat, bro, he's probably about 6'4".
The quarterback for the MPs here, he got
this dude's 6'4". The first play out the gate, I'm playing back judge. You know, back judge is behind the safety for the most part, or in between the safety and the linebackers or whatever, or corners or whatever. Man, that first play out the gate, he put so much air on that ball, bro. I said, I was like, who is this? Tom Brady? Like, where y'all get this cat from? I mean, he launched that thing. I said, man, let me back up because I ain't finna be doing all this running now. This dude, I mean, he launched. There's some cats out there that got up to cannons for an arm, bro. Cannons for an arm. But it was some great games last night. Great games, good games. A lot of people remember me from last year. Or officiating basketball. Me and a boy that officiated last night, he good people, man. We up here talking about anytime somebody drop the ball, we'd be like, hey, I'm releasing them off of my fantasy. I'm no longer on my fantasy. Man, we was just having fun. We just having fun with it, man. We're just having fun. Trey, are you playing in this league?
See, Kim, I am not playing. See, you're going to start some, Kim, but I am not playing in this way. I am not playing in this way. I'm sports coordination, so I coordinate the leagues and the games for Fort Pope. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm more so managing them. I'm not an official. Bishop is an official in this group. He's an official. But I am going to play. I simply tell y'all I am.
I'm gonna tell y'all now, right? I'm gonna tell y'all now. If Trey come up missing, y'all know. Y'all know what happened. If Trey come up missing and y'all don't see him for a few days, y'all know what happened, bro. But I'm not gonna lie, Trey. I'm gonna be completely honest.
Listen. You be out there like, what is this?
Listen. Last night, right? Because I haven't called football because of course football season. Yeah, I'm telling you, Trey come on missing. Y'all know where he at. Check the hospitals. When because I haven't called football in a while, and because it wasn't football season or whatever, when football start back up, you get that itch. I'm not gonna lie, you get that itch so bad. That itch, it comes strong. You be like, man, I think I got a little. You bouncing around. You be like, you trying to test your legs. You out there feeling your legs trying to see. And I be like, man,
you sprinting with my head trying to hit your eyes.
You thinking, man, I might be able to do something. I might be able to come out of retirement, man. I'm just saying. So I get where he's coming from. I totally understand his feel on why he's still working.
At least one more time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I get it. But that's the thing. That one more time, we all see, like Trey said, it's been saying all season, that one more time, as we looking at Tom Brady suffer trying to play. Why he
like I say, I have a whole plan in my head.
Believe me, that plan sounds real good until you have to put that joke on the field. When you put that plan in motion, it's a total different animal. I had a tiger.
That's like in my mind as I'm going through. Like it's gonna be you're gonna be a calendar. It's going to be a calendar. It's going to have the date in which, so it's going to be a lead up. It's not like I'm just going to go throw on a jersey or like that. It'd be like, yeah, let's go and get out here. And next week,
I know how you feel.
Like Waller. I'm like Waller, and I'm out with a hamstring injury after 2 plays.
That's what happened to me, man. I tried to say, I got some more pep in my step. I got it. And then what even made it worse, I think, Trey, was the fact that somebody called me. Like, hey, man, I'm putting a team together. I was wondering if you want to play. Right after I had just thought about playing too. He was like, hey, you want to play? He's like, why not? Yeah, why not? And sure enough, I go out there and tear my rotator cuff. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But let us know how it turned out. When you play, when's the comeback, Trey?
I'm like Dennis Schroeder right now. So I got unfinished business.
When's the planned comeback? When you coming back?
I don't know, man. I gotta, like I said, like, maybe when we get Charles Davis on here from USA football, he might be like, you know what? I'm like, yeah, I'm there. Let's go. And say everything. First formation pulling up, you know what I'm saying, the whole thing. But you know what I'm saying? But like I said, I have to know the date so I can just say prepare. That way.
You know what we should do though? I just thought about it when you was talking about it, right? I mean, especially when you was talking about the MPs, and I talked about how we had the MPs here. What we should do is try do it maybe do it with like Tri-State and see who the best teams are in Tri-State in regards to the best teams from here, maybe 3 teams from here, 3 teams from Louisiana, and I don't know if we want to do maybe Missouri or Oklahoma or
well, you know they're gonna put together
because it has to be military posts, so that's why I was saying. So it would have to either be Missouri, and it couldn't be Nebraska because ain't no posting in Nebraska. But I don't think. But yeah, it would definitely have to. Yes, it is. It is a post because they do. No, because we had people that went down there for when I was stationed in Kansas. We had people that went down there for well, it's not called PLDC no more. It's called what is it? Not SLC, but
ALC.
What is it called? ALC. We had a soldier went down there ALC for. So there's definitely something there. But anyway, yeah, if we could get 3 Tri-State, see who the best teams are.
Yeah, it's gonna be well. There's only 3 military bases in Louisiana, so. But I mean, I'm very sure they can put together.
There's 3 here in San Antonio. There's 3 here in San Antonio, and then there's only 1. No, they got Air Force Base in Tinker. Air Force Base in Tinker is in Oklahoma. So of course Fort Sill's in Oklahoma, and then you got one in I think Tinker's in Altus, Oklahoma, and then there's Fort Sill, and there's one other one out there in Oklahoma.
Fort Sill.
But I think
what part is on the cusp of it? Tinker. Yeah, you do have Tinker. What part is on the cusp of Shepherd? Is on the
Shepherd Air Force Base. That's one of the other ones. Yeah, Shepherd. Yeah.
Yeah, they got something you first annual first formation invitation or something. That's
that'd be hot. That'd be hot. That'd be major hot. And I think what Louisiana would probably be the middle ground.
Probably. Well, no, because you got to think Fort Polk is in southern Louisiana. So not Shep. It's my tongue. Barksdale is close to is 2 hours from Dallas.
Okay. But but I'm saying in regards to if they was coming from Oklahoma
and from Texas, Louisiana would be the middle ground. It's the
middle spot, right.
So maybe matter of fact, it just gave me something even further because I don't have to sit up and build a few more connections, but they have a connection. So that saying that might be something which we could talk to. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I got some stuff. I got my juices flowing. But yeah, so that works. So it definitely, indeed, yes, indeed. So we just talked about MLB a little bit. They were running out on those teams going forward today. So it's a interesting thing in which I see the other day, Bishop. So as we know, NCAA football is not going as well for Bishop as it is for myself or Ron or maybe even Mizzou. I don't know. Mizzou's probably looking better than.
Well, it's not going good for you. Y'all ain't lost, have y'all?
Yeah, I'm saying as it is for all of us. But so what I came across yesterday is in which I like what you can give still a opinion on is the college football. Basically what we have is the top four. So right now, as we know, we're a couple of weeks, I think 2 weeks away from starting to see the CFP rankings. So with that in mind, Bishop, a lot of people, what I seen yesterday per ESPN, Heather Dishnick, is that Alabama, Georgia, and Ohio State are locks for the top 3 spots. That's what I see.
For the CFP?
For the CFP. What's good, Eric? Good morning, brother. What's going on?
Eric? What up?
So they say those are the top 4, the top 3.
Alabama, Georgia, and who?
And Ohio State.
Ohio State, okay.
Now, per her conversation, who's battling for the 4th spot is Tennessee, USC, and Ole Miss.
Okay.
Why did
USC,
Tennessee,
Ole Miss? Okay.
Yeah. Currently, is who's battling for that 4th spot.
Okay.
So
why you feel that's disrespect?
USC. So you're telling me that it's like a long time coming.
Okay.
A long time coming for USC to be even in those thoughts. And honestly, when I sit up and think about it, we got a hard game coming up against Utah this week. UCLA is peaking. They're coming there. They're on our hind parts. So UCLA, and that's in our conference. And then of course we have to play one of them again. But to say that it's 4 spots out of the 3 spots already, 2 of them are already SEC teams. And you're telling me that the last 2 spots is going to be one of the last spots is going to be filled by another SEC team? Like, is the SEC that hot? Tennessee, Ohio, Ole Miss, Bama, Georgia, and then you saying out of then the other 2 are USC and Ohio State.
Okay.
Is SEC that hot?
So okay, let me get an understanding.
There's a smoke and mirrors.
So let me get an understanding. So you're saying, excuse me, you feel like there's too many SEC teams in the CFP or projected to be put in the CFP.
Yes, how does this happen? They beat up on each other. How is it that they're still relevant enough to
fall into the CFP?
Top 4 spots, all 3.
Well, I can't say nothing about the top 3 because right now the top 3 is what it is.
But it shouldn't be that because Alabama is going to probably run into some issues and problems.
But until they do, which they got to test this weekend. But until they do, you gotta give it you gotta take it for face value. They do.
If USC beats Utah.
Utah this weekend. That doesn't put them in because Utah
Alabama. That's why I say first. If USC beats Utah and Alabama loses to Tennessee.
Tennessee,
If Alabama, if USC beats Utah, Alabama uses to USC. Watch Alabama still be ranked above USC.
They should be though.
Why?
Because if Tennessee,
they have a loss.
But Tennessee, look, if Tennessee beats Alabama, right?
8.
Tennessee's ranked 7th.
Alabama's ranked number 8. I mean number 6.
Alabama's ranked number 6 right now?
Yeah, they jumped USC.
Alabama?
I'm sorry. Switch that. Tennessee is number 6. Alabama's number 3.
Okay. So Alabama's number 3. Tennessee's number 6, and USC's number 7, right?
USC's number 7.
And Utah is what, number 19 or something?
Number 19. Yeah, now they're number 19.
Yeah. So if Tennessee beats Alabama, they should, being that they're ranked 6, they should jump Alabama. Now, however, if USC beats Utah, they're not. How they gonna jump? How they gonna jump Alabama? Even though I get it, they lost to Tennessee. How are they still gonna jump Alabama though?
Alabama should fall out the top 7.
Why? Because they lost to a 6th ranked Tennessee.
Because they lost,
but to a 6th ranked Tennessee though.
Who else? Yes, I get that, but who else in the division? Who else Who has lost? Think where they put Utah lost to. Well, they lost to an unranked team.
Mm-hmm.
Oregon lost to number 2 ranked Georgia, and they dropped Oregon tremendously. They
lost to Georgia though. Georgia was ranked number 2, wasn't they?
And they lost, and Georgia, but Oregon was ranked 2. They was a lower rank, but they was ranked as well.
And they dropped.
They dropped out the top 10 when they was in. I think.
What was Oregon at when they played them? They was in the top 10.
They weren't in the top 10.
I was about to say I don't think they was in the top 10.
They was in the top 15.
Right. Okay.
So that's
they didn't drop out the top 25 though, right?
No, they didn't drop out the top.
Okay, well, that's fair. That makes sense.
The lower of the top 25, pass outside the top 15.
When Oregon beat UCLA, we will be top 10. Where's UCLA at? Where are they ranked at right now?
All of them are in the top 15 now. UCLA, I think, is number 12.
Okay.
They've gone from not being ranked to being number 12.
Right. I'm a USC fan, fight on, but I don't see the Trojans leapfrog in Alabama.
That's that BS. You're right, Jonathan. That's true.
But again, Jonathan, like I've been telling Trey all season, and I've been talking to Trey about this for years. It's because of the conference. It's the conference, bro. The conference plays what you even said yourself, the SEC. When it's all said and done, the SEC, what is it, South? The SEC South, or it's North and South, right?
Yeah. That's the dominant.
So the South and all of them, they feel as though, and this is how I think they look at it. I feel like they feel that the SEC South is stronger than pretty much the top 5 teams in the Pac-12. I'm gonna be honest. That's what I think. I think that's how they look at it. So even if Alabama loses to Tennessee, Alabama's going to fall. They'll probably fall. They won't probably fall out the top 10. I don't see that. And then unless some things happen to teams, well, Tennessee would have to win. I mean, not Tennessee. USC would have to win, and whoever else is behind them. I don't see them dropping out of the top 10. But
SEC West, Alabama, Ole Miss, LSU,
West. That's right.
Michigan, Mississippi State, Texas A&M, Auburn, and Arkansas. SEC.
Agreed, Eric.
Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, Kentucky, Florida, Vanderbilt, and Mizzou. What do you say? Schools that can generate big. Okay, I got it here. So that's basically what you're looking at for the 2 divisions. And now what they're saying, the expectation is possibly right now. Speaking about it right now, is that Georgia and Alabama are shoo-ins currently. Tennessee and Ole Miss are battling with USC for that 4th spot, and Ohio State has the other spot currently. So I just my point is that yes, I understand the Pac-12 is considered an inferior conference to other conferences, although they're pretty potent when you look at the top to bottom. They got 4 teams in the top 25, 4 teams in the top 15 currently. Um, well, actually, more than that. I think 3 teams in the top 15, one in the top, and then 4 in the top 25. But of course, there are other conferences that have more in the top 25. But when you think about it, top to bottom, the Pac-12 isn't a slouch, and USC leads that pack as the current number 16, where they started out number 20 or some number 14 or number 15 or something like that. Now they're number 7, being jumped by Tennessee, who's made their way up the pole as well. And it's just like I said, we could talk about it till I'm blue in the face, which is consistently the same rhetoric. Like the Pac-12 is seen as a certain type of way. UCLA wasn't in the wasn't up initially, and now they're there. You still got Utah sitting around, Oregon sitting around. Basically, Washington was replaced by UCLA. USC is still there, so that's what's going down. But I'm saying that's basically what they have currently. They're thinking about that being the top 4 spots, possibly. Additionally, um, when they talk about but then it goes a little different when you talk about the college football playoffs. The end state is, even though those are the teams, the ideal is, the rhetoric is that basically the 4 teams are going to be Ohio State, Alabama, Clemson, and Georgia. When you look at other analysis talking about it, they think Clemson is the front runner for that 4th spot. Ohio State, Alabama, Clemson, and Georgia, in which they think the championship game is going to be Georgia versus Alabama once again, and that Georgia will be victorious once again. When I look at it, I don't think Alabama's going to be there. I don't think Alabama's going to be in the fray this year. I think they're going to take 2 L's. I think Alabama's going to finish with 2 losses on the season. They might get one this week, and then they're going to get one again later on, whether it be in the SEC championship or before then, in which we won't even see them in the SEC championship. I seen that they got the pink and highlight on Anthony, but I just think that Alabama is going to probably, if they lose this week, it's probably going to set them back, and then they're going to sit up and continue to fall. They just had too many close calls. I think someone's going to catch them. Someone's going to get them slipping. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Jonathan. Too many games that they're having. They just barely. They squeezed by. Same thing with Georgia. Georgia could be clipped. Maybe it is Tennessee's years. I know Applewhite ain't on here. Applewhite here, you might be like, yeah, but maybe this is Tennessee's year. Maybe we might see a CFP without a Georgia and without Alabama. As far fetched as it may sound, it's possible. Teams are playing. Ohio State is on one right now. Tennessee is rolling right now. USC is rolling right now. We don't know who's coming from the depths. It could be possibly Clemson is still in play, so maybe it could be somewhere we don't see a Georgia or a Alabama potentially. Who knows? Ty playing undisciplined football inspired too many close calls. Yeah, I think they're going to fall. They did say Bryce Young is expected back this week, so they will have their Heisman Trophy winning quarterback back under center for the most part, bringing him back after I think a week and a half of being out. Yeah, and then so he wasn't. So I'll give you that, but he was there for Texas. And you gotta think the only reason they lost to Texas is probably because Ewers wasn't there. And you see what he did to Oklahoma. So they might have just barely escaped one with Ewers not being there for Texas. And then, like you said, yes, Bryce wasn't there the last few games, and he's coming back for this Tennessee game. So we'll see. But I think if Tennessee is able to give them fits and problems, then and take care of them, I think that believes the fall for Georgia. that really is a basically fall for them, and then Tennessee and Georgia have to play at some point, and so that might be another one. So even Tennessee can catapult themselves, or they don't. One of the two. But I have a close eye on this as we watch. Of course, in-state is if I'm standing on the chair for USC to they got to take care of business and handle what they got to handle with Utah, um, Notre Dame at some point, UCLA at some point. They got to take care of their business and not get clipped up by someone they don't see coming. But I just mentioned Heisman trophies as like I just said Heisman Trophy winner from last year, maybe candidate still for this year. Bryce Young is back under center. Unfortunately, Jalen Daniels, who was starting to become the Heisman hopeful for the Kansas Jayhawks, he's going to be out. He's going to miss some time with the separated shoulder, so he's going to be out a couple of weeks. So of course that dashes his Heisman watch against the rocks. But what ESPN does every week after um, the Saturday games is they go through and they give a top 10 for the Heisman every week. So of course this week's top 10. Yeah. Oh, you are right. You are right, Eric. He's out for the season. Because he did say out for the rest of the season as opposed to some of the season. So yes, Jalen Daniels is out for the rest of the season after his hot start. He's not expected back, so that's unfortunate for that young man because he was really starting to show some mocks. So, but like I said, the ESPN comes up and they have a top 10 for the Heisman. Of course, this week and then they give a list for this week's top 10. Starts off with Quentin Johnson from TCU, wide receiver, 14 catches for 206 yards and 1 touchdown against the aforementioned Kansas team. Number 9, Jose Ramirez, Eastern Michigan, 6 tackles, 6 tackles for 4 sacks and a forced fumble at Western Michigan. So number 8, Jonathan Mingo from Ole Miss. 9 catches for 247 yards and 2 touchdowns versus Vanderbilt. Number 7, Quinn Ewers, quarterback from Texas, 21 of 31 for 289 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception versus Oklahoma. At number 6, Curtis Rourke from University of Ohio, quarterback, 24 of 27 for 427 yards and 3 touchdowns, plus 32 yards rushing versus Akron. Number 5, I know you'll like this, Anthony. Number 5, Bo Nix from Oregon, quarterback, 20 for 25, 265 yards, plus 70 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns versus Arizona Wildcats. At number 4, as I said, UCLA is coming. Quarterback Dorian Thompson Robinson for UCLA, 18 for 23, 299 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, plus a rushing touchdown. At number 3, CJ Stroud, quarterback for Ohio State, 21 of 26, 361 yards, 6 TDs, and 1 interception versus Michigan State. At number 2, Quentin Mitchell, Toledo cornerback, 4 interceptions and 2 pick sixes versus Northern Illinois. That's 4 interceptions. He scored 12 points himself with 2 pick sixes versus Northern Illinois. And lastly, Israel Ambikanda from Pitt, 36 carries for 320 yards and 6 touchdowns versus Virginia Tech. So those are the current listing as they see top 10 for Heisman. Of course, I'm very sure some of those names is not going to even get close to sniffing a Heisman, but they are being highlighted for their accomplishments during that past week. Do we see new names to a top 10? Do we see the same names again on the top 10? Of course, we have yet to see as we're bearing down on the weekend again. Saturday's coming again. You got them top games that's coming, and we'll get a chance to see. We'll hear about it, read about it, talk about it additionally. So that for the in which college. Moving on into the NBA. of course, a couple of games last night. I think it was 5 games last night. Basically, when it came down, that was being played. Uh, let me see. Let me see who we got. First off, let's go over here. The NBA's champions, current champions, looking to get their rings in as little as what's today, the 12th, 6 days. As little as 6 days, they get their rings. They get crowned. The Golden State Warriors took on the Portland Trailblazers last night. Warriors with a throttling 33-point dub, winning 131-98. Trailblazers were led by Shaden Sharp in 38 minutes to play, 17 points, 6 rebounds, no assists. Joseph Durkic with 17 minutes, 16 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Anthony Simons, 12 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists. Who else? 10 points from Jared Roden in 13 minutes to play. Josh Hart, 3 points, 2 rebounds, and assists. Who else? So I got their notability. Of course, Dame didn't play last night. Grant didn't play last night. And so maybe that could have been for the reason for the throttle with the new guys up and running. For the Warriors, led by 2 players, 20 points each. Jermichael Green, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist. Moses Moody, 20 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. James Wiseman, 18 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. Pat Spencer, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. And Ryan Rollins, 12 points, no rebounds, 5 assists. Steph Curry, of course, didn't play last night. We didn't see any actually Jordan Poole. None of them actually played. It was just all the newer cats: Jonathan Kuminga, Dante Vincenzo, and that was it. None of the people that are probably going to be on the roster had any play last night. They got a rest. Golden State 3-4 on the season. Portland Trailblazers 0-4 on the season, as they have, I believe every team gets 6 games. They have 2 more games apiece remaining for the season. Next up, the Chicago Bulls hosted the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks 0-4 on the season in preseason. Chicago moves to 3-1 with a 127-104 a W. Another beat down, 23 points. The Milwaukee only actually played with 8 players, led by Jordan Ross, 25 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 21 points from Marquise Baldwin, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 13 points from Javon Carter, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 14 from Marjan Beauchamp, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. The Bulls, Anthony Clip on the bench, led by Nikola Vucevic, 17 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. 15 points from Kobe White, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. 22 point, 5 rebounds, 5 assists from forward Patrick Williams. Gorgon Dragic, 13 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists in 19 minutes of play. Javonte Green, 10 points, 5 rebounds. Andre Drummond, 16 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. I really feel that Andre Drummond is going to be a difference maker in Chicago. You still got Williams, but I think Andre Drummond, he's consistent on the boards. So I really think that he's going to really make up a difference if he can stay healthy for Chicago and be able to assist them in their trek. So I think Chicago might be one of those teams to watch out. Like, they're in the radar right now. No one's really talking about them. They had the splash last year between DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine. Of course, later in the season, started to get a little shady and shaky with injuries. You had a couple of times where DeMar DeRozan had a couple of opportunities to win the game, and he wasn't able to close the deal. Then he took it upon himself to better that, and then he started closing the deal. So I think Chicago, I mean, maybe could be my love for DeMar, you know, saying, which in case. But I honestly believe, all jokes aside, that Chicago is going to probably make a little more noise. DeMar did what he did in Toronto, come on strong at the beginning of the season, and then start to fizzle towards the end. Maybe he just needs to pace himself, and then he'll be able to sustain that over a longer time and get help from his teammates. The third game last night, the San Antonio Spurs finally get their win, going 1-3 on the year in preseason. Utah Jazz 1-2 currently, as the Spurs win 111-104. The Spurs was led by Devin Vassell's 24 points, 4 rebounds, no assists in 22 minutes of play. 22 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists from Keldon Johnson in 22 minutes of play himself. Joshua Primo was 10 of 2. Romeo Langford, 11 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. And Trey Jones, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists in their win. The Jazz, led by, Lauri Markkanen's 18 points, 10 rebounds, 1 assist, 13 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists from Jared Butler, 12 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist from Walker Kessler, 8 points from Simeon Fachado. Kelly Olynyk was 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists in 23 minutes of play. And of course, Jordan Clarkson in 25 minutes of play, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, as he looked like he's going to be one of the front runners. Tyler Horton, old LA Laker, 10 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists in 12 minutes of play. So you're starting to see a little more click in the Jazz, as they look like they was left to be dismal. Mike Conley Jr. and Jordan Clarkson, one of few players left over from the former team, which went to 7 consecutive playoff games, playoffs under Quinn. Now they're left with more of a no clear and cut all-star on their squad now. Like I said, I don't know, is it Jordan Clarkson, Colin Sexton, Lauri Markkanen? Who is there going to be considered their team leader? Is it going to be by committee? Like, what is Rudy Gay is a veteran? Does he give that spark? Like, what are we left with in Utah? What is that basically going to look like going forward? In which, of course, we will see at some point. Do they make themselves the front runner for the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes? Do we see another Frenchman in Utah to replace Rudy Gobert a little less than a year after Gobert was traded away and for all them draft picks? Where is it at? Do we see a season? Does Utah tank this season? Like, I'd like to know your thoughts. Of course, leave the comments in the chat. We can talk about it a little. So, but yes, of course. Moving on. 2 more games left. About to talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder. Faced off against the Detroit Pistons last night. Detroit 0-3 on the year after this loss, moving Oklahoma to 2-1, as the Oklahoma City Thunder are victorious 115-99. Jalen Williams led the charge for the Thunder, 16 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 16 points, and it's from Josh Giddey and Lou Dort. Lou Dort, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Josh Giddey, 5 rebounds, 9 assists. 15 points for Darius Bazley, 8 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 assist to go along with it. It was filling up. Trey Mann, 12 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Austin Man Dang, 13 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Ace Jack Prokowski, 11 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. And that was it, man. Aaron Wiggins, 3 points, 6 points from Jeremiah Robinson Earl. The Pistons, led by Sadiq Bey, 19 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. 11 points, led by Killian Hayes, 20 points, 1 rebound, 7 assists. Sadiq Bey, 19 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. 11 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists from Jaden Ivey. Cade Cunningham, 10 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. Corey Joseph, 11 points and 3 assists in a losing effort. But I think Detroit is gearing up again, a team of young men. Bogdanovich is there to help to better the situation as a veteran. in which they're, saying everyone's getting ready. Like I said, everyone is ready to go. All have high expectations until the haymakers get being thrown and someone's catching them, and down goes Frazier. Lastly, last night the Memphis Grizzlies faced off, traveled to Orlando to battle with the Magic. Magic 3-1 on the season with the win. Memphis drops to 2-2, two more games apiece. Winning 109 to 105 for the Magic. The Grizzlies, led by Desmond Baines, 33-point outing in 32 minutes, 33 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 23 points for Ja Morant, 4 rebounds, 4 assists in the same equal amount of time. Dylan Brooks, 32 minutes played, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. Santai Aldamada, 10 rebounds, 10 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. Who else did? Anyone else play? Tyus Jones, of course, 3 points. Steven Adams, 6 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists in 25 minutes of play. And of course, Brandon Clark, 7 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist in the 4-point loss to the Orlando Magic. Again, teams are just getting their feel. Still 2 more games left on the year. Still 2 more games left on the season in this preseason before we get started. You catch a couple of games tonight. Actually, 6 games, 7, 8 games tonight. Woo! You got 8 games tonight. First up, of course, the New York Knicks travel to Indiana to take on the Pacers. The Cleveland Cavaliers will play host to the Atlanta Hawks. The Philadelphia 76ers will be hosting the Cleveland Hornets, in which we got something to talk about that. They'll be missing a man or two. The Milwaukee Bucks will host the Brooklyn Nets. The Miami Heat hosting the New Orleans Pelicans. The Los Angeles Lakers will host the Minnesota Timberwolves. And the Phoenix Suns and Los Angeles Clippers will be hosting the Sacramento Kings in Arizona and the Denver Nuggets in LA. Correction. I stand corrected. Nuggets host the Clippers. Timberwolves host the Lakers. So that's the NBA action. Of course, like I said, a little more to talk about as the Charlotte Hornets will be without their all-star point guard, LaMelo Ball, as he is expected to miss 1 to 2 weeks due to his high ankle sprain that he suffered on Monday. So he'll be out, as well as Mason Plumlee. So look for the charge to be led by Terry Rozier, Gordon Hayward, and company. Additionally, what else was there? Detroit will be without forward Marvin Bagley, as he went down last night with a apparent knee injury. It basically happened within the first minute of the game as he was dropping back to defend a fast break, took a step and slipped, and he is currently down. Excuse me. So a couple of key injuries are for early in the season. Of course, they're due to make recoveries and be able to move forward. So in a little conversation, getting a little off the hardcore, and into psyches, I guess you could say, in my opinion. Which way do I go? Let's go this way. Of course, not to be a dead horse, in which these have been topics in which have been very prevalent the last couple of days. One, for a very long time, due to the fact that it's a current, ongoing, recurring situation. That situation being Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons. Steve Nash, of course, came on and basically stated that from his standpoint as a coach, as a person, that he thinks Ben Simmons needs time. That's all he needs is time to get acclimated to a new team, a new environment, a new type of coaching style. Just overall, everything that's new, because he's been out the game for over 18 months. He's had to deal with a back surgery, some mental mental issues. I don't want to call them issues, but mental hurdles. And he had to basically he has to find himself again. So yeah, Anthony, he needs time. I mean, I mean, true enough, it's been a year. So one thing I think of what is those stigmas, right? And that's it. I'm not saying that it's your stigma, Anthony, but saying there's stigmas out there that because these people play, they are strong, imposing physical specimens that they should show that and explain and present that 24/7, right? And then we're gonna get a little off topic here because I see where my mind's going right now. So these are specimens that should be showing and zooming and presume and have that on display 24/7, and that has been the stigma. And of course, we look at say like you just said, Anthony, in which a lot of people feel the same way. He's been gone a year. Like, bruh, really, you get paid pretty good money to put a ball in the hole. But like when I was had my basketball team, I used to sit up and tell my players, 10% of it is physical. Yeah, everyone can put the ball in the hole. Everyone knows if you hit a certain spot on a backboard or give a certain trajectory at a certain point to the ball, it's gonna go in. That part can become muscle memory, and and you do it without even realizing that you do it. It just comes natural. But the other 90% is mental. And of course, if you're not in a mental point, if you're not in a good place mentally, then everything else starts to go and falter. So that is one of the things and that's one of the things in which we look at when we look at these players and stuff like that. Like last night I watched, and we're just talking about in an intramural league where these dudes' profession is to defend the country and the nation, to put steel on target, to guard the installation, to just different aspects of life. Saying aspects of what it takes to from a military standpoint. And they're blowing out their steam in an intramural competition. And it was this one dude that was 3 to 4 steps behind the safety when the ball was up in the air. He dropped it, missed it. Everyone's like, "Oh!" And instantly, like the people, it was a few officials over on the sideline with me. They was heckling me, heckling them, talking about his hands, get the butter off your hands, and all that, yada yada yada, all that talk, all that jazz. About 4 plays later, he's 2 to 3 steps again behind the safety. Drops it again. Oh, you know what I'm saying? God, get him off the field. Yada, 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 all that heckling and stuff going on, right? Then I'm looking at him like, okay, I see him walking off the field, and it's like again the play after that. I don't know, maybe they thought he was soft because for whatever reason he's always behind the safety. He's open, like how people be like, I'm open. No, facts, no cap. My man was open just about every time you looked up. He was open. But the one time after that, the quarterback didn't even go to him. He tried to run it to get the first down where where the dude was already beyond the first down, and they could just threw it and let him catch the ball, and he would have been it would have been a first down. So turnover or downs. Interestingly enough, he ends up coming back and he catches a difficult low thrown ball that basically he had to slide to get underneath the ball to make the catch. When he had catches in stride that he dropped. So when you look at it from a mental standpoint, think of what even in that moment, because it was the only game going on. I guess you could say it was the last game, only one going on. Everyone's out there, and then the top number 2 ranked team versus the number 4 ranked team technically, and he was playing for the 4th ranked team, which ended up being the 2 ranked team. But it was one of those things. So think what that could have done to him mentally in that moment, right? Like he could have had a whole issue to where that catch, that was difficult catch, even as difficult as it was, compared to those 2 simple catches, could have basically, if he could have dropped that, it would have been like, yo, I'm not, saying I can't, or I'm trash, or whatever case like that, or anything like that, because that's what everyone on the sideline was saying and yelling and letting him know. So it'd be those type of things. Like those things are, are the reason why it said he needs time. Like, but you think about it, it's a year, or you've been playing for a year, or all that type of stuff comes into play. People are built differently, and that's what I'm starting to realize. Like some people are built differently, and some things they just can't. They can't handle, or they can handle, or they can handle less than one person, or handle more than another person, and that's basically what it come out to be. So with Ben Simmons and KD and Steve Nash, Kyrie Irving, all that type of stuff, what they're saying, the mantra for the team is that be aggressive. KD says he tells Ben Simmons, be aggressive. I don't give a damn if you win or if you make it or miss it. Just be aggressive. Put a shot up. It seems that he potentially has a desire. He has no desire to take a shot. He's 5 for 9 from the field goal right now. He's missed 2 free throws. Only 2 free throws he has. He missed 2. He's 5 for 9 from the field. But none of those 9 misses have been shots. So it's like, what is going on? So it's like, so Steve Nash is like, he just needs time. You got to give him time. He's one of the most talented players that's on their roster or in the NBA right now. He just needs time. And a lot of people, I think even Bishop, because is on the squad, respect that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, put some work in, put your work ethic in, and do something. And which is like, I don't know why he doesn't. I don't know. Maybe he feel like it's beneath him. I don't know. But it's just said that he needs time. Everyone said that go get it. Go get a shot. Be aggressive. Take shots. Miss. That sounds good until you take it too many shots and you're missing them. And then now the whole rhetoric changed. But it's one of those things where he's just. They say he needs time. Time has to be given to him, and they said that they're going to give him that time. To do it as long as he's being aggressive. Bishop, I know Brooklyn is your team. What do you think about them saying that Ben Simmons just needs time? I know if you're going back to the comments, you see Anthony's like, he's been a year. Like, how much time does he need? Like,
no, but it's been a year that he hasn't played though, too. It's a whole
okay.
year that he hasn't played. So Ben Simmons, I totally agree with Steve Kerr. Steve Nash. Steve Nash, I totally believe in Steve Nash and letting him give him time. We know NBA season is a long season. It's probably one of the longest seasons outside of baseball. So we know it takes timing to get together. This first time he played with KD and Steph. KD and Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna take some time. They got to get that gel together. You know what I'm saying? We see what's happening in the Lakers when they didn't, the 3 over there. You don't want that to happen with the Brooklyn Nets. At least I don't. I definitely don't want that to happen with Brooklyn Nets.
I was about to say, I don't mind. Like,
yeah, we don't want that to happen for the Brooklyn Nets. We want them to be able to gel, be able to get that chemistry together. So let that time be taken. When the season starts tomorrow, right?
No, it starts next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, okay.
So
Starts
18th,
next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got like plenty of time, man. Plenty of time. Let him. Let's take some baby steps. Let's crawl before you walk. Let's take some baby steps with Ben. It's been a whole year, and what I feel like what we really don't want to do is because he has some mental issues, we don't want to rush it and have him fall back into how he was last year. Excuse me. That's definitely not what we want him to do. So let's you know what I'm saying. Let's slow pace it. Bring him in, at a pace that's suitable for him. You know what I'm saying? And if it's able to keep, if he's able to keep up and keep things going and keep his mind in a right state, I think it'll be very, very beneficial for the Brooklyn Nets.
And if not, then it's just one of the things like. But okay, we'll play anti-advocate to it. When is it like? At what point? Let's say as you as a coach or a player, at what point would you start to be like, "Yo, like, come on, man, like,
Come on.
I would say halfway through the season.
So 42 games. It's like, okay,
yeah, come on, man. That's 42 games, bro. Come on, man. You have had that. You have
at some
to
point you
figure
gotta
it
be
out
like,
by
yo,
now.
like,
Yeah.
okay, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Like Dave Tepper said, like, yes, I said that I was supporting the rule, but damn, like, seriously, like, it don't look like we're changing.
No, I'm not, Anthony. I'm not rushing them back a little bit. Even if I'm the owner, I'm not, because again, what I don't want him to do is I don't want him to fall back into what he was just in last season. Mm-hmm. You can't rush people back when they have a mental concern. You can't force that. You can't force that issue. When the thing about a mental issue and a actual physical injury, they're two different things. You have to adjust to whatever it is that's ailing them, and whether if it's mental, it may take a little bit more time. I don't know. It hasn't been said. I haven't heard. I don't know if you've heard, Trey, or not. If he's in any type of mental health type of classes and stuff like that.
I think he went through some things. I think yeah.
So if I'm the coach, right, therapy. There you go. So if I'm the coach or the owner, I'm checking up with his doctor, his mental health provider, and seeing, like, finding out what they're saying every week. How is he? Like, what are your thoughts? How do you feel about his time being played? You know, because me as an owner and as a coach, I'm going to that mental health professional and be like, hey, look, I need
what they can tell. HIPAA, so what they can tell.
Right. Well, for what they can tell, right?
Yeah.
I'm asking. What up, Zach? I'm asking. I'm going to ask. Like, when do you think would be a good time for me to bring him back? Has he stated how he feels about playing more? You know, I would ask them to ask those type of questions to him.
Oh my God! Have you ever said? To what you would display? Have you seen a therapist before for anything?
Me, myself?
Yes.
Yeah. I think we all have in some way, form, or fashion.
I did as well.
Yeah.
I had to go see my man because I wasn't performing in the bedroom, so I was wondering what the hell was going on. See what happens here. No, see, this is what Ben Simmons gonna go through. I come and disclose this information to y'all, and the first thing Bishop does, he doesn't even try to hold a straight face. He just
because you laughed. I'm laughing because you laughed.
I'm laughing.
I get it. I totally
I was like, so it was for a second, my man. And the doctor, we was having a whole session, and he started confiding to me. I'm like, okay, I start taking out my little green pad out my thing. It's like, so tell us when this first started.
Doc, tell me.
Yeah.
So Doc,
when it first started.
Was it the same time as I started? Like, did you have something coming?
But his situation was different. His problem was that the chick that he was dealing with now was dealing with people who were a little more endowed than he was, and so he is like, so he was like, it's a whole situation. Don't just go with it, damn it, Anthony. Just go with it.
I know, right? Yeah, you got to understand. We're talking about Ben Simmons, who has a mental issue.
So the mental start. Now we're just putting it into perspective.
I don't even want to call it an issue. Just he's going through some mental situations. He's going through some mental situations. I won't call it an issue because it doesn't necessarily mean it's an issue, because your mental health isn't where it may need to be. So it's not an issue. Let's just say he has some mental issue situations.
So now, but additionally, what I was about to ask is, have you ever went through that yourself when playing, to where you was like, yo, what is wrong with me? For real? Like,
so no, I can't say I've done that while playing. However, I will say this. Have you ever watched the show? And this is this relates, Anthony. Have you ever watched the show All American?
Yes, I didn't see last night. I know it came back last night. I watched
Monday was the first season 5.
Correct.
Yeah,
I gotta watch.
Watch that. So remember what happened with the wide receiver about his shoulder, or not his shoulder? Yes, his shoulder, because he got shot. Remember his shoulder? You remember saying that? And now they're doing the same thing with the quarterback, his wrist. You know, it's mental health, like things like that take a toll on you, and you have to, like, especially if you're a prime athlete, you look at those type of injuries, you see that first off, when you have those type of injuries, like the Dak Prescotts, the Joe Burrows, those people,
especially in Dak's crop, because you got someone that's coming for your livelihood.
What's a boy that was in San Francisco?
Garoppolo?
No, the other one.
Lance?
No, the one that really had a major issue, almost
lost. Alex Smith.
Alex Smith. Him. when you have those type of major injuries, the
Mhm.
first thing you think about,
Kaepernick, yeah, him
you
too.
cap it. One first thing you think about when you have those type of injuries, am I going to be able to come back the way I used to be?
Mhm.
And that starts messing with your mental because you know what you were prior to the injury. Now your whole thing is, can I make it back to that to what I used to be? And the fact of the matter is, sometimes you so caught up in your mind of trying to get your mental back on par that you lose focus on trying to get your physical back on par.
Mhm.
And so that's where those mental health professionals come into play, because if y'all have never
Resiliency.
really listened to the story about Alex Smith, that man almost lost his leg. And not only did he
And his
almost lose his
life.
leg, his life,
His
he
life.
almost lost his
Yeah.
life. He came here to San Antonio to get to the center of the Intrepid. He came
Mhm.
here to rehab here in San Antonio. That man almost lost his leg as well as his life over a sport, which he gets paid for. It was his occupation. We get
Handsomely,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, and he got paid handsomely. But this dude, like, his leg is forever altered
Mhm.
because of that injury. And
His
he
life
suffered
too.
a lot.
Yeah.
His life too. He suffered a lot. Like, if you can find that and the story about Alex Smith and what he endured and see what his leg went through, you will get a total understanding, man, to go through those so many surgeries and still make it back. He made a comeback. Alex Smith made a comeback. Came back from that horrible injury and all those surgeries and all that mental health and mental and all of that stuff that he endured. He came
Mhm.
back and made it and came back and played in the league after all of that, man. That's a huge feat. And my hats off to him, because I know that took a lot.
Mhm.
That had to take a lot. I've never had an injury like that. And we all know that was a horrifying injury. Horrifying. But yeah, I do think Ben Simmons, back to Ben, I do think Ben needs to be, yeah, I feel like we need to pace him.
Mhm.
Pace him and ensure that, I don't get me wrong. Like I said, I do feel like mid-season though, hey, Ben, come here, let me holler at you. Hey, come on, let's sit down, let's talk. Because again, even though it's mid-season, I still I can't go in there strong arming him and trying to
Mhm.
force him to do something that he may not be able to do as of yet. Ben is young. How old is Ben Simmons?
What was he, 25, 26, something like
5,
that?
26,
26?
something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah, he
27,
ain't even
something
in
like
his.
that.
Yeah, he's young. He's
Yeah,
young. He got
he's not in
plenty
his
of time.
30s. He's got
Yeah,
plenty of
he's
time.
got plenty
Yeah.
of time. Plenty of time. As long as he can stay healthy, we can definitely coach him up. He's a freak of nature athlete, 6'9" point guard. Come on, bro. Last time we seen that was in the Magic. Come on, man. Like, let it run its course. Then once it run its course and he's back in a good mind state, move forward from there. That's my take on it.
Hopefully, when he does that for him. So, of course, one more topic, and then we'll move on. I have others, but I can save them for later so we can get into some NFL. But one more topic, of course, Draymond Green is expected back with the team on Thursday, as he's expected to play their last preseason game on Friday. Of course, he was not suspended. However, he was fined for his altercation with Jordan Poole. Poole said
He was fined and not suspended.
yes, he was fined. The team
Wow.
fined him, but they didn't suspend him.
So that means Adam shouldn't get suspended.
Why not? That's two
Why?
different things.
It's assault is
This is what.
assault. Hold on, assault is
True,
assault.
but
I
this
don't
is
care if it's a
this is
teammate or not. It's assault.
this is the difference. Just like when the Rams and whoever had that scuffle during
Preseason
the preseason during their training camp.
workouts.
Well, yeah, during the training camps, the league couldn't find them because that was during the preseason. So this is the same thing. The league can't do anything to him. It's up to the team. And so the team decided
Oh,
to find,
because it's preseason.
yeah, because it's preseason and they're not
Oh wow.
so
They're
and
not
then it was
actually into the season.
yeah, it was practice too. So it's a little bit different. So that's a so
Mm,
it's a this is a that's a
mm,
company thing. That's a yeah, like if we saying same thing, company versus battalion. The battalion is not going to come down and do anything unless you got to take it to the company. The
mm-hmm.
company takes care of that. So So basically, that's what he was, like I said, fined but not suspended by the organization.
If I'm Jordan
Additionally,
Poole, I'm still looking for him.
additionally, Jordan Poole said he's good. He said he's willing to
I
move
would say I'm
forward.
good too. I would say that. I would. Just so he know not. So just so I catch him with his guard down, because I'm
So
getting
he said,
no, Draymond. I'm coming to get you, bro. Whether you know it or not, I'm coming to get you.
basically, Kerr also says that basically Draymond has to repair all the things that have broken. He said he
Matter of
broke
fact,
the
if Jordan
team.
comes up, if Draymond come up to me, talking about, man, hey man, I'm popping him dead in his face right there. Go ahead and find me too, because I'm catching him.
I could assure you that if that was the case, I'm willing to 80% a chance that Draymond is going to handle that right then and there. It's not going to be because did you see Draymond's mother's comments?
She all in
She
it
was
too?
like, she was like, my son didn't cheap shot him. She's like, it wasn't a cheap shot. She was like, as a man to man, you take care of that.
You know what?
She said he pushed him. She's like, he pushed him and he can protect himself. And she's like, my son.
I agree. That's
not
not a cheap
on
shot.
him. Yeah, it's not a cheap shot.
That's not.
He might not have expected it.
Now, if Draymond would have walked up to him and punched him initially, then that'd have been a cheap shot. But being that Jordan Poole pushed him first, Draymond retaliated. You should always have your guards up. Always have your guards up. If you put your hands on somebody, have your guards up, because 9 times out of 10 they're gonna retaliate.
That's like muscle memory. Who pushes?
Reflex.
It's like even if you don't put your arms up, it's like you sit up, you're ready. You're not just sitting there thinking it's not going to come. Right. You're not just turning your back. You're always even if you turn your back, you're looking out the corner of your eye, and you see some movement. You like, yo. So and that was Draymond's mother's thing. It's like, don't stop trying to say my son cheap shot at him. He's like, it wasn't a cheap shot.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? So, but again, like
exactly,
saying,
Anthony. That's what you call growing up in the hood. That's right. You always stay ready. Stay ready.
So, additionally, what you look at, in my opinion, what you look at additionally is that Steve Kerr said it. He's like, it's going to be a little hard due to the fact that some of the young players that they have don't have that type of relationship with Draymond Green. Right. So they're going to look at
not going to now.
And it's going to be exactly. It's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I got to set up. It's like, does someone take off on Draymond? But like, you ain't been doing me like Jordan. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if he gets the bump in his gums, do we have that type of situation? Or you know how some people get, it's like, yo, I'm not Jordan. It's like, and then you know, saying it's like, yo, why does that keep on? I'm not Poole, I'm not Jordan. So, so it's like that's going to be a little. He's like, so he has to build that fractured portion of the team that doesn't have. You got Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, Wiseman, and then some of the other ones they just recently got. Like these players don't have a relationship, and that's probably the same thing that happened with him and Poole. It's not a relationship that they have for the most part, in which. Draymond's like, this dude don't even know me, and he's running he's bumping his gums.
Right.
Additionally, Poole, like, you know what I'm saying, I could push him and expect that it's not going anything that's going to happen because we got that relationship, and that wasn't the case. Just speculation. So
that's straight, bro. Straight facts. I totally agree with all of that you just said. And like I said, I do feel like when it's all said and done, Draymond has probably ruined any type of relationship with the younger players. They're not looking up to him. If anything, they're looking at him as a bully. Mm-hmm. Like most of the country is looking at him as a bully. So,
but I think after seeing the video, I think it would be hard to go back to that. Like, you just don't go back to that.
What do you mean go back? When you say go back to that, what is go back to what?
Us being cool. Like,
with Poole?
We could be cool from a distance. Like, as long as if it's off season, we could be cool from a distance.
Cool, period. Not for
you gotta think he had to play into it. So but it's different when if this was the off season,
but
and this had happened in the last game, like that's different. Coming back, like we finna go a whole 82 games that we got to play with one another, and you just knocked me out.
So there's a difference, right? I agree with you on that part. There's a difference, and the difference is we don't know. For one, we don't know what their relationship was like prior to this the incident. So we don't know if they had some animosity toward one another, if they really didn't like each other in the very beginning or whatever. However, was this something that just happened that day or whatever? However, either way, the thing of the matter is when you push somebody, there's a certain type of push. Mm-hmm. Like we've seen people where You know,
Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that part.
Yeah,
okay, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Or the extended elbow, the
chill,
extended
bro.
forearm. Yeah, the extended forearm. You know,
Yeah, because now your man say, "Get your hand off me." You know what I'm saying? Don't touch me.
That part. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, Jordan Poole is lighter compared
Mm-hmm.
to Draymond Green. Draymond probably got about 20, 30 pounds on Jordan Poole, at least, I would say. Jordan Poole, for me, the way it looked like, I felt like the push wasn't a push as though I'm ready to fight you. It was more of a push.
Like, come on, bro,
get out of my face. Get out of my face. Because we know he walked right up on him, Jordan Poole.
Mm-hmm.
So it was more of a. So, also, while I'm thinking about it, I heard, I don't know, we need to find it, but I heard that they finally found out what Jordan Poole said to Draymond to make him walk up on him. I saw it earlier. I'm gonna find it, and we'll probably talk about it tomorrow. But
okay.
They said they finally found out what Jordan Poole said to Draymond to make him walk up on him like that in the first place, which could be critical. Because when you say certain things, you know, you push certain people buttons, it'll make people react a certain type of way.
Mental again.
That part right there. So again, when I say that, I say when Jordan Poole pushed him, it wasn't a push as though, oh, come on, I'm ready. It was more of a push, man, get out my face type push. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really think Jordan Poole pushed him in expectations to start a fight. I think he just pushed
to get him off.
I think he just pushed
get
him out of my face. You know, basically get away from me. You in my space, move around. Unfortunately, that's not how Draymond, of course, took it. You put your hands on me, I'm gonna put my hands on you. Plain and simple. So when it's all said and done, it is what it is. I heard the Warriors released the tape on purpose to drop Draymond's price down, get him another 2 years for the extra low. Like I said, I did hear that they did find out what he said. Let's see what it is. A Poole push to Green is nothing. A push Adams to the cameraman, it's on site. I get where you come at. I get where you.
Two different things, y'all.
It is two different. This wasn't what Devontae did and what what Devontae did and what Draymond did is two different things. Draymond meant to do it. Don't get me wrong, Devontae meant to do it, but he was doing it out of aggression. Frustration. That's the word I'm looking for. He was doing it out of frustration. Draymond was doing it out of aggression. He meant to punch him. When you're in the heat of the moment, what Devontae did is it's crazy, and y'all might not agree with me, but it's almost like Trey just said. It's almost like a reflex. If you listen to what Devontae said about the cameraman, he ran in front of him to literally get in his. Yeah, he ran in front of him, in front of him, as he was heading to the tunnel, and stopped in front of him, which may force him to push him. Not saying that justifies him pushing him. However, when you just got beat
in the way that they did,
the
game ended, yeah,
and the controversy about the fumbles, the roughing the passer stuff, you know, all of that, it takes a toll, and you find yourself doing some foolish things. Mind you, keep this in mind, y'all. Everybody, keep this in mind. These are young men. Devontae Adams, he not 30. What middle, late 20s?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
They 29, going to 30.
Mistakes. We make those mistakes, bro. At that age, we make mistakes like that. Those are things in which we do. Hindsight 2020, we wish we didn't do things like that. But either way, it happens. Things like that happen. We make mistakes. We're human. I don't know. When it comes to Draymond and in the future with that team, I don't see him and Jordan Poole ever being cool again. I don't know. What do you think, Trey? You know, we've had fights with our friends. We've had fights with our friends before.
It's a hard pill to swallow. I think. And so the difference is us having
that part, Africa.
The difference in having fights with our friends is different when you're on a public stage and that happens. That's like saying if we had a fight now, you know what I'm saying, we ain't Draymond and Jordan Poole, but now that we have a following, people see and stuff like that. If he got out, they'd be like, "Yo, you see?" You know what I'm saying? Amongst the people that we know, it'd be like, "Okay, it's a little exaggerated in a sense, as opposed to just having a fight with your friend that only you do." So within your realm, within your bubble, so to speak, it's going to be exacerbated a little bit to where it's going to have a different conversation, have a different talk. So because Jordan and Draymond are who they are, and the Golden State Warriors is what it is, and basketball, NBA is what it is, that's why it's like this. Because it could have been just no different from when Miracek and Bobby Porter's got into their fight. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, the same difference or certain things. So it like they said, they keep on standing on the fact that it was plenty. It happens all the time in the league, and in this particular sense, it just got out, and now is look at it to where now Draymond, you know, saying feels a certain type of way because you got to take into consideration. It happened on Thursday. Draymond apologized and left on Thursday. The video dropped Friday. Saturday, Draymond was back at the organization, apologizing publicly and all that, and then he went off and been gone since then, and is looking to come back tomorrow. So, just one of those things. Draymond on nothing with Tristan in his face.
Draymond wasn't on nothing with. That's what I'm saying. Draymond didn't do nothing, and that says a lot about Draymond because we all know
you did
what
say that.
Draymond,
you said that
with him and KG.
He didn't do that to other people.
Yeah, he didn't do that with KD. Like you had KD, you had plenty of opportunities to do that with KD.
So is it a respecting in general from a general like certain people like. If, like you said, KG got it, is it the respect thing? I don't think it's fair. Is it respecting? Like, yo, you know, saying, big homie, chill for a second, or was it, you know, saying, or is it not a respect thing, or was it just does he not respect Poole in that manner as he did KG or Tristan?
So it's funny you say that, right? Because when you look at it back in, that's how the NBA has changed. So if you look back in the days. Back in the early 80s, late 90s, early 90s or whatever, when you had the bad boys in the Detroit Pistons and things like that, or even the Indiana Pacers when O'Boy and them got into the scuffle. You know, back then they didn't care. It wasn't about they didn't care about respect. If they wanted to put their hands on you, they was putting their hands on you, no matter who you were. As we all know, Michael Jordan got into it with a bunch of people. And they didn't care. That was Michael Jordan. That was your airness. And they didn't care. They didn't care. Respect was like, they felt respect was earned. And if I'll get in your face and you don't do nothing about it, so be it. But Jordan, as you know, was not one of those type people who was going to step down from nobody.
I think about remember the thing with the Dream Team when they was all talking trash to one another for when they was like when Jordan and Magic and all them, they was talking trash to one another, and it was like it sounded like those were heated trash talking sessions.
Right. But you ain't see that's the thing. I ain't gonna lie. I used to rock with Draymond a little bit, but this incident really made me sour on him. I mean, and this is the thing, right? Draymond is trying to relive the bad boy days of the Detroit Pistons.
Think so?
I mean, it just seems that way to me.
Okay.
But like you saying, when it came to the Dream Team and stuff like that, yeah, they showed us what they wanted us to see. What we don't know is what happened.
If it really did go down,
what happened in the locker room?
And Jordan walked up and somebody's like, "Okay, you need to watch this."
Right, the Barclays with Kareem, with Barkley, with Magic, with all of them out there, the Hardaways. We don't know what happened behind closed doors. Yeah, they show us. They gave us a documentary of the Dream Team and stuff, but they only gonna show us what they want us to see. They're not gonna show us everything.
It really went down,
right? In the hotel rooms, you know what I'm saying. We don't know what went on in the hotel rooms, you know what I'm saying, and things of that nature. They just gonna show us what they want us to see, and not put a bad look on the NBA and their players and stuff like that. Joker got in Draymond face too. Draymond played like he was Buddha. And that's what I'm saying. Joker. Draymond. That's why Draymond's been labeled a bully. Because he's had many opportunities to get back at some people, and he chose not. And with Poole, this is what he do with Poole. So Draymond is what he is.
Draymond did say, "Hurt people, hurt people,
hurt people." That's right. And I'm waiting to hear what was said by Poole because I really want to know what pushed Draymond's buttons to walk over. Because Draymond, we all know Draymond was on the sideline. He wasn't even on the court playing. He was on the sideline. and walked over there and talked to Jordan Poole.
All right, we was talking about other. I'm
exactly
waiting for him to tell me that he looked at it so we can talk about
I'm
it.
gonna probably check it out this weekend. I'm gonna try and check it out this weekend. The Redeem Team. It's not just that he punched the play. It's who he punched. Jordan Poole is a sports social media darling, bro. Everybody loves Jordan Poole right now. You're right. He is that dude that everybody feels. Right now, they just talked about him being probably the number 1 6 man coming up in this upcoming season. Jordan Poole being the top 6 man in the league.
Well, I don't know. Coach Uriah doesn't care for him. He might not hate him. He don't care for him too much.
Who?
Coach Uriah. He don't like Jordan Poole.
I don't know why he don't like Jordan Poole, man. Coach Uriah don't. I don't know why he don't like that man. But yeah, Jordan Poole. Like I said, they just said yesterday he's the top. He's leading all players for 6 months right now. With I think what's his name being number 2, Tyler Hero. So we'll see, man. We'll see if this debacle affects the reigning champion Golden State Warriors. I would love to hear. You know what we haven't heard, Trey?
What's that?
What we haven't heard? We ain't heard Steph say nothing about it.
So they said Steph. They did say Steph was he was consulted in the situation on what they think is happening. So they said Draymond. I mean, of course, they said Steph was, Poole was, and they said a couple of other players was consulted
Clay?
on. Yeah, I'm sure Clay, Andre. Saying they was consulted on what the action should be in their opinion, what they saw. So they haven't said what was said, but they said they were consulted.
I'm surprised they haven't spoke out. But again, we do know that Draymond, Clay, and Steph have a history. They've been together and they've won multiple.
They know, they know each other.
Right. So, but I'm just surprised that neither one of them, Clay or Steph, has come out and said, made a comment on either part. You know what I'm saying? Steph's going to be pissed because when you're the leader of something, every bit of chemistry matters. Absolutely. But sometimes you gotta. I get where you're coming from, Drunk. But sometimes you gotta get stuff like that out the way so you can focus on the rest of the season, or focus on the upcoming season, not the rest of the season, because the season hasn't started. The upcoming season. If that's something that's been festering for like I said, we don't know what's happened prior to, but if that's something that's been festering, Steph and Clay texting right now about how they miss. I think gonna miss Draymond. I don't think Draymond going nowhere.
No, he's not going nowhere.
I don't think he's going nowhere. I don't think they're going nowhere. Not yet. I think the season has to start first. I think the season has to start. I think the season, once the season starts next week, like Tracy on Tuesday, then we will see, as we get into the season.
And they're the first game of the season. Them and the Lakers. They play the Lakers.
That's going to be a topic coming into the first game. Y'all already see it coming. Y'all know that's coming. When Draymond and when Draymond and Jordan is on the court together,
or even coming off the court to see if they dapping each other after a good play,
see their chemistry, see if they got any type of animosity amongst one another, any yelling on the sideline. Remember how him and KD was yelling on the sideline, on the bench? Yeah, that's going. That all eyes gonna be on them too.
You know what was some of the funny stuff,
which could be a huge distraction.
Some of the funny stuff I see, people was like, "Damn, Jordan upset likes people back another 15 to 20 years."
Oh my God! Yeah, Draymond is Nino Brown, and Jordan Poole is
G Money.
Yeah, not G Money. Well, not G Money. Christopher Williams.
Remember, okay.
I never liked your pretty ass anyway. Stabbed him in his hand. Yeah, so that's but we'll see. I think it's definitely gonna be some. It could be a distraction, but hopefully they can bounce back from it. This right here.
Now that I think about it, he did. Wesley Snipes did do a lot of dirty stuff to light-skinned people in that movie. Now I think about it.
He did. Now Christopher Williams and
Williams, G Buddy. If you want to think about Ice-T, a lot of light-skinned people got business.
Got that business
from Nina Brown.
This thing here is really going to test Steve Nash's coaching abilities. This incident right here is really going to test Steve Nash's coaching abilities. and how he can, if he can bring this team together to overcome that incident. In my opinion.
So, moving into
speaking of which, real quick before we go to
yes,
NFL, did y'all hear or did you hear, Trey, about the announcer getting DeAndre Jordan's name mixed up with DeAndre Ayton?
Yeah, they played in Denver, and an announcer called DeAndre Jordan DeAndre Ayton
called him DeAndre Ayton when he came onto the court. I was like,
disrespect.
Disrespectful.
Like I play here.
Yeah.
I get paid to play here, and you mix me up with DeAndre
Ayton. DeAndre, and everybody was like, "What?" That was crazy. That was mad crazy. Horrible, but NFL work. What's up?
NFL, not too much, of course. We know tomorrow we'll be picking our what could be Thursday a lackluster game. Yeah, Thursday night game
versus ain't it Cleveland?
No, it's
no, it's Washington versus
the Commanders versus the Bears.
The Bears. Ooh,
that might be
toilet bowl.
Could be. I don't know. Could it be worse than
that's a hard pick.
Could it be worse than Detroit and I'm not Detroit than Indianapolis and Denver?
Yeah, that's a hard pick tomorrow.
But in any case, and that being said, Washington Commanders head coach Ron Rivera has apologized about his comments about his quarterback. He should.
What?
No,
as a coach, Trey. Yes, as a coach, that means you. How can you say that about your own quarterback? That's your quarterback, bro.
You would say that about your own kid.
But that's my flesh and blood. I can do that.
Okay. Can you? Is it?
Yeah, that's my flesh and blood. Difference? Yeah, there's a huge difference. In my opinion, I think he was wrong. I think Ron Rivera is wrong as a coach. You don't. If basically no one else has that faith,
you basically said that should have been that's locker room talk conversation.
That part,
or in the confines of my coach's office.
Yeah, that's something you don't allow the media to take and run with it like they have. You keep that to yourself. If anything, you've never heard Mike Tomlin do nothing like that about Ben. You've never heard nobody do nothing like that about Tom Brady. You never heard nobody do that about other quarterbacks like that. You don't hardly ever hear a coach downplay their quarterback like Ron Rivera did. Because he needs
even if it's the truth potentially.
Even if it is the truth. Even if it is the truth, you hold on to that, man. You hold on. You don't throw your quarterback under the bus, even though he need to be under that joker. Like drop the bus on him. Yeah, don't roll him under that. Just let somebody pick the bus up with that big magnet and just drop it on him. Yeah, he definitely he deserve it. But as a coach, you don't voice that. In my opinion, no. Wentz is a grown what? Wentz is a grown. No, of course you gonna say that. That's your squad. Of course you're gonna say that. No, Wentz is a grown man, but we can really blame Wentz when the defense is playing back. No, Wentz is a grown man, but
I guess you say, can we really bring Wentz when the defense is playing bad?
You're right. When you look at it, Wentz, he has 10 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's doing what he can as much as he can.
But he has 7 interceptions too.
Oh, we looking at 30 for 30?
Yeah, I'm just saying, he got 10 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. So he does play his part, but again, you're right. Wentz does not play defense. He only plays offense. So a lot of the blame
he's putting up numbers on offense.
That part. And with that being said, would Wentz be wrong by coming back on and stating that why Coach Rivera can't fix the defense and he's a defensive mind coach? Ron Rivera's a defensive coach. He's the head coach. Why you can't stop why can't you put the defensive scheme in?
But is that? I mean, I don't know if you can't do that because bring it up again. So think about it like this.
It's okay for the coach to throw. It's okay for the coach to throw the player under the bus. But
if a parent says you just a badass, you go to school, you don't do this, that, the third, and you come back and say, why we ain't got no food in the house, and you work like.
I'm beating you.
So that part, like, you know what I'm saying? It's certain things.
But that's like different, bro. That's still, again, that's family.
I know that's what you about to say.
Yeah, that's family. But if Wentz wanted to be petty, he could be petty and be like, hey, okay,
Why that man that let you say, last night stole my PlayStation like when he left? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, can you say that? Going out the door, like you say, but okay,
I mean,
I get it.
if I want to be petty, I could be like that, man. Yeah, okay, I get what Coach Rivera said, but I don't play.
And he tried to clean it up. He tried to basically state that he understands, you know what I'm saying, they're in the system, and he's only been in the system X amount of time while they've been in the system for years.
Right, this season, yeah.
Yeah, so additionally, like it's funny that you say bring up Mike Tomlin, head coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers. As we know, their 15 consecutive season of having a winning record
is on the line.
Is on the line. Tomlin says it starts with him. So you see
that's taking ownership. You see that?
It's a different.
Yeah, I was like, that. There's the difference right there.
Is it taking ownership, or is it just saying what we expect you to say? Like, do we expect?
That's taking ownership. No, that's taking ownership. He is the head of that team. He's taking ownership. That's what Ron Rivera should have did. He should have taken ownership because, again, when it's all said and done, he is the head coach. He's a defensive head coach, yet and still your defense is abysmal.
How many
they are allowing too many points.
How many times as a shift leader did you take responsibility for something that went on your shift? How many times? If you had a team leader that was, or a section leader that was back out there, and the defect manager come and be like, Sergeant Davis, why is my line not ready yet?
I'm going straight.
You're going straight to the meats. You're going straight to the vegetables. Where's my food at? Like, why? Why?
But what I wasn't gonna, but what I'm not going to do is
you want to take it right there though. You want to take the
right. I'm gonna fix it, and I'm gonna take the heat right then. However, when I get back, when the shift is over, hey, come here, specialist, such and such, specialist, come here. Hey, man, look, you got me in some hot water with Sergeant First Class such and such. Why were you behind, or why didn't you get your meats out on line in time? Why was this? Why was that? You know, initially I got to take the blunt of the force because they coming to me. They looking at me because I'm the shift leader. I'm the one who's in control. I'm in charge. So they're not going to go to the lowest.
Especially don't be out in the area doing some paperwork, and then it's like the manager had to find you out there doing paperwork, and you was like, what's going on in the back of the kitchen?
Yeah, that part. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I got to take the heat rounds, but I got to do whatever I got to do to ensure that the next time it won't happen. It won't happen again. So I don't have to hear him heat rounds again. Or they charged him with a misdemeanor?
I knew he was going to get a misdemeanor.
I heard, they said so this is the thing, right? I did say the young man was fragile. He was a little guy.
Let's keep it 100.
But let's keep it 100.
I'm doing the same. I'm finna battle with his pockets. I ain't got to fight him. I'm finna fight his pockets.
If I ain't got to carry this camera no more, I'm not carrying this camera.
It's like you just signed the deal for what?
Yeah.
Let me get 10%.
That part, and he just signed it. What camera? Man, if y'all don't get that thing up out of here, I'm about to get paid. I don't need a camera. I don't need no camera. Matter of fact, I can't even turn my head. Bro, y'all had to see that coming.
Like Drunk said, I knew it was coming. It's
you said it.
Drunk. Yeah, it was coming. Then like Drunk said yesterday, I'm finna have a Taco Bell in my house too.
I mean, it is what it is, bro. And that's like, again, when it's all said and done, it's hindsight is 2020. You make stupid mistakes when you're young. You make foolish decisions, and that's gonna probably cost Devontae some money. It's probably gonna cost him
some money, and he's gonna probably lose a game of suspension on the year, one game
at least,
which is gonna put
which they got to buy this week.
It affects the organization overall. So yeah, that's tough. But I knew it was going to do. You knew it was going to happen.
Come on, man.
Even like I said, even if he doesn't get charged, like I figured he was going to get charged a misdemeanor, but it's a super case coming.
That part,
which we probably not going to hear about. It's probably going to get settled out of court.
Of course. Oh yeah.
But what's the threshold? What we starting at? $500,000? $500,000?
At least, probably. He looked like a young man. He might, yeah.
At least $500,000. Yeah. Anything above that is good.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just coming. I want to be a millionaire. When we make that happen, this all goes away.
That part.
And I give you points on the book, on the movie.
And God forbid, I mean, the thing is, this is the part that bothers me. I'm gonna be honest with you, Trey. This is the thing that bothers me about the whole thing is the fact that we didn't hear what his injuries were. That bothers me because you said something a minute ago. I can't remember exactly what it was, but say for instance, I don't know what it is, or somebody just said a minute ago. What was it? They charged him. He's going to say I can't hold the camera no more. My shoulder is hurting. So if it's something that has a tendency or that he can claim,
VA claims.
Thank you. Something that can be that an injury that could possibly last for years. Mm-hmm. That man could get paid for a while because of the fact of what happened. The thing of the matter is we don't know what his injuries were, and I don't. That's the thing. That's what they're keeping. That hasn't been disclosed of what
isn't it a ongoing factor or myth that is hard to detect back problems and issues?
That is a fact.
And it looked like he landed on his back.
That is a fact. And somebody's of course in his ear.
Oh yes.
Oh, you know that. Somebody's in his ear.
Money.
Man, just say your back hurt.
Yeah.
Just
if they offer a promotion and work in the office, or is he still
not only back. You know the other thing that's hard to. You know, there's one other thing that's hard to do. I'm mentally jacked up now.
Every time I look through the shutter of a camera.
Every time I see him, it makes me cringe.
Every time I hear
his mental state could be like, man, it's just if they offer a promotion to work in the office, are you still suing Adams? Of course.
The roar of a crowd.
Yeah, of course you're suing Adams.
Makes me look over my shoulder that Devontae's coming.
But my thing is, can he go after the NFL?
You know what? I think it's a tactic to where when in the lawsuit you say the NFL.
Stop it, Eric. You stupid.
Like I tried to catch the camera and he landed on me.
So question, but this brings up the question.
But that's a tactic. Yeah, that's a tactic.
Hold on, but this is my thing, question. This is my thing, Trey and Eric. Where was security? Where were the police at?
They wasn't going with it. They figured they were.
No, but the police are normally right there in that tunnel to avoid fans from jumping over, stop fans from trying to throw things. There's normally security right there. I've been down on that field. There's normally security. Where were they at? Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. There was no security nowhere. I seen a guy stop, move Devontae out the way after he did it. But, don't get me wrong. It's not like the security would have been able to stop it because they didn't see it coming.
Is this something that Mike Daniels should be taking responsibility for? It's like, it was my fault. I had that call. You know what I'm saying? It all starts at the place. And you take full responsibility. No, it's not one of those things. Okay.
No, that's the individual thing right there. That's strictly Devontae. That's him. That's DA. That's him.
Hey, that's a contract, Eric.
Look at Eric. Let me see if he's contract. Eric, fine, and go get him, man. Hey, you got something to go off on, Eric. You got something to go off on. Go hit him up. Hey, y'all need to.
I can see Eric now. Hey, man, check this out.
I see y'all got problems.
After that little incident y'all had in Kansas City, man, I think I got something. I got a little something for y'all.
That might be an angle, Eric. That might be an angle, but I've been down there. Those guys that's around the
working the staff as the staff.
Yeah, working the staff around the field.
I did it
so people don't jump the field or jump the wall to get on the field. Yeah. What would he say? Every cameraman is safe under my protection. That part, Eric. Hey, you got it.
I can see his commercial now.
Bro. Hey, if you don't want to happen what happened to this cameraman, hire me, Eric Small, security at all NFL games. It's in the game.
Why you sound like Batman?
Hey, I'm just saying, bro. That's what I mean. I'm just saying, Eric. That's an angle to come at, man. That's an angle to come at.
So of course, Baker Mayfield
out
2 to 6 weeks.
Is it 2 to 6 weeks?
2 to 6 weeks
I
with a
thought it
high
was just
ankle
start this
sprain.
week. Oh, let me
Uh-uh.
get rid of him. Let me
So
get rid
2
of
to
him.
6 weeks. 2 to 6.
Let me get rid of him.
It's like, let me go spit
Let me,
fishing.
let me
Matter of
go
fact,
and
I
get rid.
gotta see. I gotta
Let
see
me
how
go and
many
get
of
rid of him.
my things went through. You know what?
Let me
It's a
go and get
shame, right? And I feel bad. You know what? What'll make you laugh will make you cry.
that part.
So in
Oh, my fault. Real quick,
in
let
one of
me
my
correct
niggas.
something. Let me correct
Here
something
you
real quick.
go. Here you go. Here you
No,
go.
Carson Wentz has 6 interceptions, not 7. I said 7.
Okay.
He has 6.
Okay. So what make you laugh and make you cry? Like I'm currently in 4 or 5 leagues this year. 3 with which Bishop, me and Bishop are in. Congratulations, Bishop is still front runner. He's ahead of me for now
Let's
in them all.
go.
But
Told you.
so but what's going on in one of the ones I'm in? I'm 0-5. Like I ain't won the game yet. So
Ooh.
what's going on is Cats is sending me in the league is sending me trades left and right. Like just say trying to get Jamar Chase off my roster.
Is he the only one? He must be the only one putting points up for you, though.
I don't know, but they just throwing dirt on me. That's what they doing. They throwing dirt on me already. Like, hey, let me get that off your hands. You know what I'm saying? Like people, and they send to me, and they're trying to get Jamar Chase because I need running backs.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying, but they're not sending me running back. Like someone last night, I got 2 or 3 different ones. One of the ones is that someone sent me Mike Williams. He was going. Someone tried to give me Mike Williams. I thought I didn't see Jamar Chase at the bottom. I thought it was for so I was about to. Hey, hell yeah, I take that. And I looked. I was like, wait, it was Jamar Williams. So they tried to get one of them. They tried to give me Mike Williams. Someone tried to give me Jalen Smith. Someone tried to give me like they giving me these they giving me all these the interim coaches, Coach Wilkes, Eric. But they giving me these trades, so like they're kicking dirt on me. It's like I ain't even done yet. We ain't even halfway through the season yet. Y'all kicking dirt on me already because I'm 0-5.
Right.
But in any case, like you said, Baker Mayfield is he's out 2 to 6 weeks. We already know Sam Darnold's out on IR currently due to his shoulder injury. So the XFL darling, All Star star PJ Walker is expected to be at the helm now. He's going to take over at quarterback. Jason Eason has been called up from the practice squad to serve as a backup. So now you have a situation where PJ Walker, what does he do with this situation? What does he do with this opportunity? Does he make it and turn it into and parlay it into where he's probably going to be a highly sought after quarterback or a high in demand backup for the most part, a utility guy to be able to do, or was it going? He's just going to hold it down until Baker gets back in 2 to 6 weeks. So you have a lot to see. Of course, Los Angeles Rams left guard David Edwards has been placed on IR himself after he has sustained a second concussion in as little as 2 weeks after he had a collision last week while playing against the Dallas Cowboys. So he's due to be out at least at minimum 4 games. What else do we have here? Wilson,
I
Pitts,
feel
and
you,
Ken.
Payne. I got 3 players not doing. Wilson, Pitts, and Connor.
Yeah, it's looking. Yeah, and then that's the game last week. A couple of games last week. It'd be worse. It'd be the worst when you don't get when you have the players and you could have won. You'd be like, I didn't start the right player.
Yeah.
So of course that's cool. But of course, I'm still kind of satisfied. Outside of that one, I'm doing pretty. I'm doing all right in the other ones. Well, in ours, I'm actually currently, if the playoffs are starting right now, I'll be out.
Mm. Mm, mm, mm. Sorry to hear that, guy. Sorry to hear that. Let's see.
But yes, we get to tomorrow. You know, what I'm saying we get to make our pick for this game. Matter of fact, I need to send something else. Speaking of picks, I need to send something out. I forgot to play the last couple of times. I like to send that out as well as update some slides. But basically, that's close to our time for today. We greatly appreciate y'all rocking with us this
Ooh,
morning,
yeah, I need
being
to
the
go.
formation.
Time.
Good conversation, good content, I believe, on this one. So y'all know where to find us if you want to talk to us, speak to us, check us in, listen in, be able to comment yourself, whether it's on or off camera, every Monday through Friday, 09 to 1100 hours. Look at sport, do a couple of things like I said. The NBA as a whole, and as a community, military basketball or military basketball association, military basketball tournament. All these things kicking off as you got these tournaments and stuff going. Military basketball back in full effect, so y'all should be looking at us getting ready to start having some of them on as guests. Air Force, if y'all hear in the background, Air Force, Navy, Marines.
Yeah, that's Coast Guard, all that.
Coast Guard, all that. You sit up and try to, because they're going. That means that the games are coming up against the all forces games is coming up. So we look forward to having those coaches on, men's and women coaches on, to talk about their organizations, their teams. Of course, the Military Basketball Association is about to get started again. Those same players are on some of those same exact teams. Lately, you know what? We're going to have to bring on Fort Gordon. As Fort Gordon is new onto the scene of military basketball, and they sound like they're making some noise. So, of course, you're going to have to bring them on. Was you ever stationed at Gordon, Bishop?
No,
okay,
I was never stationed in Georgia. No.
Okay, me either. So we might have to sit up and reach out to Coach Tate and get a couple of these people on so we can talk and see about what they got going on, how they doing, and what as they try to make noise. Maybe they talk about why they feel like they should be in the top 25 in military basketball. Of course, like I said, at some point, Charles Davis from USA football. We'll have him on. You know, saying chop it up with us. Monday, Bishop. Monday, special guests.
We got a special guest on Monday?
Oh, yeah, special guest on Monday.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Another Philly representative. I tried to get her and her husband on, but she said it might not happen. Of course, Tanya, Visionary Rankings, will be on representing Philadelphia on Monday. So we expect
right there. Yeah, she is a Philadelphia.
So Tanya's going to be on. You're saying talk that talk and just speak about, of course, Alpha Lambda Psi. Organization, as well as Philadelphia Eagles, that she is a fan. So a whole lot going on. So she'll be able to talk. I hope it will be in good taste, being that maybe Philly has won, because if Philly took that L,
boy,
we know how that go. So y'all, if y'all don't know, if y'all ain't friends with Eric, when you get that fans come holler at me, you already know what that means. So we greatly appreciate y'all rocking with us. Be sure to be through here, continue to be with us throughout the week, and going on to the next week, and so on and so forth. We greatly appreciate y'all rocking with us. Without y'all, we wouldn't be able to do this continuously and have fun in doing it. Any last words, Bishop?
Nah, man, y'all have a great hump day. Enjoy. Thank y'all so much, all of y'all, for tuning in to First Formation, which is on every day, Monday through Friday, 9 to 1100 hours for you civilian personnel. That is 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Be sure to continue to watch us, continue to follow us. Thank y'all so much to the Eric Smalls, to the Anthony Prices, to the Drunks, to all of you, all Jonathan. Who else came on here today? Kim Roberts, LaDonna. Thank y'all all so much for tuning in to First Formation. We gonna holler back at y'all. Y'all have a great Wednesday hump day. We'll holler back. Cyro 5 Military Fraternity Incorporated in the building. We'll holler. Peace.